Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to the complete recovery of Masha Bas Batsheva. We all encountered or we know somebody who their life seems a little dysfunctional. Whether it's a parent who's struggling with a child or a coworker who's always coming late and not getting their work done, or we pass a teenager on the street who we know and seems to really be down. And we judge a little bit, we're like, why are they so dysfunctional? Come on, just get it together. And some of that judginess comes from because we feel like, what are we supposed to do about it? Like, how can we help? Like, that person's got to get it together. In this week's Torah portion, Parsha Korach, we have the rebellion of Korach against Moshe and his leadership. And his claim resonated. And it was, if we are all equal before God, why are some of us more equal than others? We are all holy before God, then why is Moshe the leader? Why is Aaron the high priest? We should all be equal. We should all be the same. Why do we need any leader at all? Why should there be different classes? And Moshe answered and said, we are all equal before God, but we are not all the same. We were each created with our unique role to play in this world, with our unique talents as individuals. Otherwise, we'd all be redundant. Equality is not the same as being the same. We each have our own mission. But Moshe also demonstrated the quality of leadership, the quality that was the reason that God chose him in the first place. You see, Moshe turned to God and said, do not accept their sacrifice. I never took a donkey from them. I never borrowed a donkey from them. I never harmed them. It seems like a weird thing to say to God. Like, what, was Moshe getting way too personal? Was Moshe worried that God was actually going to take their side in this argument? No. Moshe was defending them because that's what Moshe did as a leader. Moshe was telling God, even though their sacrifice is not worthy, don't hold it entirely against them. I never borrowed a donkey from them. What does that mean? It means Moshe was saying is, I didn't interact enough with them. I'm partly responsible for their behavior. I didn't give them enough attention. I didn't have that many interactions with them. What Moshe was saying is, if I had borrowed stuff from them, if I had interacted more with them, maybe this could have been avoided. Moshe is saying, I never hurt any of them. Moshe was saying is, I didn't give them constructive criticism. Maybe this whole thing could have been avoided way before this blew up. That was Moshe as a leader. Always defending, taking responsibility, even when it wasn't something he had done at all. This teaches us, about leadership, to care about every single person, even those people who disagree with us, even those people who speak out against us. But even more than that, Moshe is telling us that when we see somebody around us, we have to reach out. What can we do? It's not a magic bullet. You see somebody struggling, you see somebody who's maybe doesn't have it all together, say, hey, you want to grab a coffee? Hey, how can I help? Sometimes they just need a little extra attention. They just need to know that somebody notices them. They want to feel useful. It's not going to solve all the world's problems, but we can begin by noticing and taking action and reaching out. Tomorrow is the 3rd of Tammuz, and we mark the 28th yahrzeit of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, of the passing of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. The Rebbe was not just a visionary. The Rebbe was the Moshe of our generation. He was the leader of every single person. His vision is the reason why there is Chabad all around the world. It's the reason I'm in Rochester with my family. Because the Rebbe knew, and the Rebbe cared about every single person, and wanted to make sure that if there was a Jew who lived no matter where, no matter their background, they should have a place to turn to for their spiritual needs, but as well as their physical needs, just for somebody else to be there. No matter the situation, no matter who they were. But even more than that, the Rebbe empowered every single person that they too should be leaders. Not just his followers, but anyone the Rebbe came in contact with. The Rebbe encouraged them to become leaders and role models for the people around them, no matter what their background was. From Jonathan Sachs when he was a student at university, to take on a leadership role in Jewish student life, to any lay leader the Rebbe would meet, and then the Rebbe would send them back to the city and say, you have to get involved in Jewish education. And the person would say, but I don't know anything about Jewish education. The Rebbe says, you have to get involved. You too can lead. The Rebbe says, you don't need to have a degree in order to be a teacher. If you know something that is useful for somebody else, if you could be a help in any way for somebody else, you're now a teacher. You're now a leader. It doesn't have to be a full-time occupation. It's noticing the little things, how you can be of service, how you can help somebody else. That was the gift the Rebbe gave us. That is the legacy of it. To love every single person. Yes, even those that don't agree with us, even those that have different opinions, and even those who might take those opinions and speak out against us. To even care about them. To even be of help when you can to them. We should take this to heart and really recommit ourselves to reach out to those around us, to be there for every single person. Shabbat Shalom.